Alright, here is a really quick tip for the AR-15 shooters out there, or any shooters that happen to be shooting with Peep style sights. Now the Peep sights, one thing about these sights is, I'll go ahead and zoom in. This is the A2 style Peep sights I have on my AR. This is the rear sight right here. The one thing you want to remember when using Peep sights is to get your face as close to that rear sight as possible. You want that rear peep to be as big as possible in your eyesight. That's going to allow you for much more precision shots, and you're going to see your group size shrink dramatically when doing that. Preferably, you want to get your cheek weld and your face as close to this charging handle as possible. And this is if you're dealing with the AR-15. If you happen to be using a different rifle with Peep sights, you can go ahead and play around as far as reference points and whatnot to see how close you can get to the Peep sight on that particular rifle. But for the AR-15, if you can get your nose to touch this charging handle right here, that would be preferable. If you can't, due to the length of pull on the stock or whatnot, if you have an adjustable stock, you can adjust it to get your nose up to the charging handle. Or if you don't feel comfortable with it on the charging handle, you can do one finger width behind the charging handle. If you're using a fixed stock, then just get your face as close as possible. A common mistake I see is shooters, they will keep their face all the way back here. That means their Peep sight is really small in their field of vision, and their shots are going to be off target. It happens every time. It's a common mistake that a lot of new shooters, when they first join the military and do their basic rifle course and basic training, that's a lot of mistakes they made. That's easily corrected by just getting their eye closer to that rear peep. Also, with the rear peep, pay attention to what rear peep you are using. Most of the ARs out there have the rear peep sights that flip. You have one aperture that is marked 0 to 2, that's your close range aperture. Then you flip it, then you have a smaller aperture which is from 200 meters on. Keep your aperture on the smaller aperture if you want to make more precision shots. The 0 to 2 was designed more for close range, but honestly it's never used much. I've never used the 0 to 2 aperture in my military career. Even up close, you can still get a sight picture pretty quick with the smaller aperture. Even if you're aiming, doing a snap aim on something at 50 yards or less, you can still do it pretty dang quick. So with that said, hope this tip helps you out. Remember, try and get your face as close as possible and your eye as close as possible to that rear peep while still maintaining a good cheek weld and a good form. Please keep that in mind. Don't sacrifice form and cheek weld just so that way you can get up as close, right up behind that sight, because if you don't have a good form, good cheek weld, you're kind of working against yourself. So thanks for watching. Feel free to leave any video responses or comments, and keep your powder dry.